What's going on, Dolphins? It is your boy Dillon, and I got a couple videos I'm going to do for you today. This one actually is going to be a roster moves video. There's a couple things that happened later today, or shortly after this. I will be doing my playoffs and what does it take to get there video, so check out for that. Tomorrow I want to let you know about a couple things. I'm supposed to be doing my 2017 draft class video, as well as I'm actually supposed to be doing a collaboration video with a Saints fan, the homie Hoodie Jube. I'll put a link to his channel in the description box. On Thursday, tomorrow, I'm actually supposed to be going over to his channel to do a little chat with him about the game or whatever, so check that out. And then Friday I have a scouting report video, and Saturday I'll be doing my preview video, so make sure you check out for all of those. And with that, let me go ahead and jump right into these roster moves. So unfortunately, it all has to do with COVID. Not a lot of significance, though, as of right now. Lynn Bowden is apparently going on to the COVID list, although he's been on IR. Obviously can't come back for a while anyway, so it doesn't really affect us. One of our backup offensive linemen, Robert Jones, is going on the COVID list, so there's that. He's joining Justin Coleman and Jared Dokes, who are still both on the COVID list. Justin Coleman just got put on there. So we do have a few players that are there. Obviously, again, nothing major right now, but we are going to have to keep an eye on that because well, yeah, just because obviously we don't want to have to put more players on, and especially as we get closer to the game on Monday, because then that could be an issue. But I do also want to talk about another thing, because Javon Holland is still in the COVID protocol, and he's not going to be practicing Wednesday. So I did want to make sure to let you guys know about that, but there is one thing I wanted to talk about in particular. So Holland's situation has been a bit confusing, and the reason why, let me just say, is because of how they changed the protocols, which are super stupid. And this just goes to show you one of the potential issues as to why. As he tested positive over a week ago and was removed from the COVID list on Saturday before the Jets game, Holland was only removed from the list with the hope that he would test out on Sunday. If the Dolphins hadn't taken him off the list by 4 p.m. and he then tested out on Sunday, he still wouldn't have been able to play. So the reason why they did it was just in case he did. But if he had yet to, I just think it's, personally, again, now it depends on the perspective. If your only goal is to make sure that games can be played and players don't miss the time, well then yeah, it kind of makes sense. Although ultimately not really, because it adds a higher probability that you could end up having these guys circulate it, and then therefore end up having to place more players later down the road on the COVID list, because these players that come back maybe too soon, then end up spreading the virus to other guys. But this is, it's this juggling act bullshit that's going on. And it's, anyway, and if it's for, health and safety, it doesn't make any fucking sense at all. But anyway, look, I'm not going to get too much into that. I just wanted to say really quick. I just wanted to mention it really quick. It's just silly. I get it. We all want them to be there. I mean, frankly, as you guys know, I don't even think they should be playing football or having these stadiums packed with the virus still around. But human beings are just insistent and stubborn that we have to continue life as normal, even though we're never... Because we do that, we ensure that this virus is, one, not ever going to go away because we allow it to continue to spread, and two, it's not actually ever even going to get solved with the vaccines or otherwise, because, well, it just mutates way too fast for us to keep up, and before long, none of the vaccines are going to be useful at all. And so it's just a giant mess, but it is what it is. I don't really talk about it too much other than recently, because it's actually affected us, because there's nothing I can do about it, and it just is what it is. We have to deal with it. So I don't know. Again, we'll have to see how this plays out. Theoretically, Holland should be able to clear. I mean, that means he hasn't had the 2 consecutive negatives that are required for him to get out of the protocol. So he's still apparently testing positive or whatever. So But that's the thing though, right? And it's like, if they took him out of the COVID protocols, or off the list rather, because he got one of the negatives that was required, but by the time the game was played on Sunday, he didn't get that second negative, that means that it had to have been a positive, right? I mean, because that's the only logical thing. If he got one negative, but then if the second one came back positive again, that means that he wouldn't have been cleared to play, and he would still have to remain in protocols. And if he hasn't cleared protocols yet, that means he still hasn't gotten the 2 consecutive negatives that are required. So at least somewhere in there has to be a positive. So that's what I'm saying, man. It's all stupid and doesn't make sense, but whatever. I can't do nothing about it. It is what it is. But it is something that we are unfortunately going to have to keep an eye on. And of course, at this particular point in the Dolphins season, since we have to win the rest of our games to give ourselves, a substantial chance of actually making it into the playoffs, we obviously would still need some help even if we do go 10-7. But, considering that, it makes the timing of it that much worse, obviously, because it puts our chances in jeopardy if down the line we end up having to put more guys in, and certainly if we have to put any key players. Luckily, right now, none of these guys, Robert Jones, not a big deal. Obviously, Lynn Bowden, he's already, out of the lineup, so not a big deal there, right? But Holland, if he doesn't test out of the protocol for some reason by the time he has to, then we might be without him again, and that could be a huge thing against this Saints team. Or maybe other guys get put on, knock on wood or whatever, to hopefully it doesn't. But anyway, and I mean, every single day over the past handful of days, there have been more and more COVID list addees. A bunch of players throughout the league continue to be added, and it's just a disaster. So anyway, enough of that. Let me get out of here. Hopefully we don't have any more. But before I do, make sure you check out the Rave On Sports App, the new fan-driven sports app for all your sports, whether it be basketball, baseball, football, college, whatever you like. They got it, and they are looking to enhance your game day experience with live play-by-play coverage, live chats with other fans and content creators like myself. They also have a good time disputing bad play calls, so if you like that, get in on it. And look for the links to that in the description box. Otherwise, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you guys appreciate my perspective. If you do, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the bell if you want to get the alerts. Share my channel and videos with your friends and family. Leave your questions, comments, and concerns down in the comments section. And of course, as always, follow me on Twitter at DillonTartaro, as well as on Instagram at Dolphins_with_Dillon. And with that, I am out. I'll see y'all soon. Fins up.